Really quick before we continue on, we got a lot of shit for you guys, but I just want to say before we start in earnest that yes, we're Gruesome, we write songs, we release records, we go on tour and all that shit, but we're still very much a tribute band to the one and only Mr. Chuck Schuldiner and Death, all right?
The tour started the 12th of July and will end up the 3rd of August in England, right?
That sounds right, yeah.
Yeah, and tonight we have the 9th gig on this tour. It's Sunday in Malmö, Sweden, small town Sweden.
Sunday in Malmö! Yeah.
And it's the 3rd gig of 3 in Sweden, right?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. With my other band, with Exhumed, it seems like we only play Sweden like every 4 or 5 European tours. And with Gruesome, we played 2 shows in Sweden last year. Now we're doing 3 shows this year, so it's kind of wild. Yeah.
And how has Sweden treated you so far?
Super good. Really nice. Beautiful country, nice people. Yeah, it's been really fun.
So you have played a lot of shows in Europe, and you played like huge places like Wacken, Partisan, Obscene Extreme last year.
Right.
It's fucking awesome. And that's just to mention a few. And yesterday you played the Gävle Metal Fest. How was that for you?
It was cool. We played really early. I think we were the first band that played. So we were on at 1 in the afternoon. That was a little weird. But everything was cool. It went really smoothly. And, it's always kind of a bummer to play in a slot like that. But the people that were in and were coming in all seemed to really dig it. And, the people I saw after the show seemed really stoked. And it was cool. Where is Gävle? Is it kind of north?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I guess you had like a 9-hour drive today, something like that?
Yeah. We left at 7 a.m. this morning and just sat in the van all day. And then tomorrow we're going to Berlin, which is another 9-hour drive.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's all really short drives because we have 5 shows in the UK to finish it out. And I mean, if you drive for 9 hours in England, you'll be in the water. So it's much more compact,
Yesterday in Gävle, did you see any other bands or meet any good friends or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, we saw Anders from Unleashed. I hung out with him a bunch. The Jungle Rock guys from the Midwest that played right after us. I've toured with them before, so we hung out with them for a while, and then just cruised around the metal market and had a generally good day. We were drinking Norrlands Guld.
Swedish classic.
Yeah, it's like in America it would be like Hams or something. Not quite Budweiser, but in the same sphere of not particularly good beer.
It's still a little bit better than the Budweiser.
I don't know, man. I think maybe I'm just getting old now, but I used to hate Budweiser, and now I like Budweiser. So I don't know. I used to love Pabst. Now I can't drink Pabst, so who knows? It's changing taste.
Noticeable difference between playing shows in Sweden compared to the rest of Europe?
No, it's not too tremendously different. I mean, I think it's more like Northern Europe is all kind of similar, whether you're in Holland, Denmark, Germany, Sweden. We haven't played with this band anyway. We haven't played Finland or Norway yet. But it seems like the Northern European scene is the club scene anyway is very professional. Everything's super on time and very, every club has good equipment and every sound guy knows what he's doing. And then sometimes when you play places like maybe Italy or Spain, it's a little bit more loose and disorganized. And if they say show up at 5, nobody gets there till 6:30 or whatever. The fans are great up, down, wherever, but it's just, it's just a different kind of thing. Yeah, but everything's been really cool. I mean, the one thing that's good about playing in Sweden is that your odds of playing with a really good local band increase. The caliber, it just seems like the caliber of Swedish bands is a little bit higher than most places in the world. It's something that a lot of my American friends and I have talked about. Even stuff like Opeth. I'm not into Opeth. It's not my kind of music at all. But you listen to the band and you're like, this is obviously a very good band. It just seems like Swedish bands have that little extra bit of, I don't know if it's professionalism or what it is, but generally they're going to be pretty good at what they do. Whereas sometimes you know, some of the bands you end up playing with, you're like, well, keep trying, guys. But you know, that's fine too. You know, especially if they're younger, I think it's great. You know.
All right, my friends. Thank you guys very fucking much, man. It's really cool to see everybody getting into it. Especially these young bloods up here, man. Put on a fucking headbanging clinic for the rest of us old farts. This song is not to all you guys, but especially to them. This is the title track of our mini album. We need to see a lot of fucking hands up. I need to hear a lot of voices for this one, all right? This is Dimensions of Horror.
I don't know if you saw it. You know Louis Sandel from Nashville?
Yeah, oh, he's a great artist. He did that Evil Dead poster. Yeah, it's killer. I love his art.
One of my absolute favorite movies, and one of my favorite songs with Gruesome, without doubt, is Raped by Darkness. Is horror movies are like a big inspiration for you when you write your songs?
Well, I mean, with Gruesome, it's a little different because we're still a tribute band. We're a death tribute band. And depending sort of on which era of death we're, you know, paying homage to, that kind of determines the lyrical bent. Where the record that Raped by Darkness is on is all about Scream Bloody Gore. And Scream Bloody Gore is all about mostly the same movies that I grew up watching, like Regurgitated Guts is about City of the Living Dead, Evil Dead is about Evil Dead. Torn to Pieces is about Cannibal Holocaust, and so on and so forth. So it just seemed very natural to be like, oh, you know, we have a song about Hellraiser, we have a song about
Hellbound?
Yeah.
And Amputation is about?
Nothing in particular. Actually, it's not really about anything in particular. It's just about getting dismembered, because I like seeing people get dismembered. That shit's cool. Yeah, and Raped by Darkness was our Evil Dead song. And even a lot of the songs on Savage Land are about horror movies as well. We did a song about The Exorcist, and, you know, Savage Land is also sort of in that Cannibal Holocaust kind of vein or whatever. Lots of songs about zombies and shit, so it's all going back to, you know, the 80s stuff that Chuck was writing about and the stuff that I grew up with. Then the new album, it's a little bit more sophisticated, but, you know.
All right, so we are moving right down the fucking list towards the end of the set, but we still got a little bit more for you guys. You guys got some more energy to give us, yeah? You guys got some more energy to give us, yeah? All right, so let's go back to the first album and let's enter a realm of cannibalism, dismemberment, and death. Let's enter the Savage Land!
So, you talked about Savage Land, released in 2015, and Dimensions of Horror, we talked about it here, songs from it, 2016, and 2017 and 18 it was Fragments of Psych,
Right.
And Twisted Prayers. So one release per year so far. We started in 2014, I know that, but...
Yeah, I think we just did a demo then, but... I mean, the great thing about being a tribute band is that you don't have to sit around and like think about what's our direction for the next album. But you already know. You're like, okay, we've already kind of done this, we've covered that, so now we just sort of move on. And you know, Twisted Prayers is very much our spiritual healing kind of record. You know, from the title and the cover art to the songs, you know, they're more like reality based and stuff like that.
So what's your plans for 2019 and 2020?
Well, we're looking at going into the studio, depending on the writing, probably either at the very end of this year or the very beginning of next year. I think we have like 3 songs done, and we have tons of bits and pieces, you know. And I know Dan, our guitar player, got a lot more involved on the writing on the last album, and he's a very technical guitar player, so I'm sure he'll have more to contribute to the next album, which will be sort of more in the human kind of vein. So I'm gonna have to fucking practice. It's like I can't be sitting around drinking beer before the gigs. Pretty soon I'll have to just be warming up a little bit. But I like a challenge, and I think it's gonna be interesting to sort of get further out there into the catalog, you know, because I grew up very much into the first 3 records, and then the stuff that came later, I had when it was coming out, I was listening to more stuff like Impetigo and shit like that. So I didn't internalize those albums. I came to them, a few years after they were new, so they're not as burned into my consciousness as the first 3 records. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting,
How are you guys handling like touring? I guess you have to be really tight as a band and have a good dynamic with each other. Like who's the early sleeper and the party pooper, and who's like the party monster?
I think Gus is definitely the party pooper. He'd be the first to admit it. He doesn't drink. He takes like 2 hits of weed and he's like fucking stoned out of his mind. And I was like, dude, you're like 41, man. You smoke weed like a 15-year-old. Like, come on, dude. And he's like, yeah, but I save so much money because I buy a bag of weed and it lasts me forever. But we all have fun together. We all get along and shit. But he's definitely sort of the, And then Dan and Robin and I, we all will hang out and drink depending on how tired we are, and what we have to do the next day. But we've definitely been known to stay up until 6 to 7 in the morning, just sitting around being idiots. So
Robin told me that she was the last one up yesterday. She had a party.
She was, but in my defense, when we were in Gothenburg, I partied like 3 times as hard as anybody. So I got done with the show yesterday at like 1:30. Everything was done. I hung out till about 7, and I was like, okay, it's time to rest. Saw Entombed AD, and then I was like, yeah, I don't want to be hungover tomorrow in the car all day. Like, this is the time to just bow out gracefully, And she, plus Robin, because she works with so many bands, she knows everybody. Like, everybody. When I go to see Extreme, I feel like I turn around and oh hey. But she's like that everywhere, and it's not just with like the lower bands in the bill. She knows everyone in Flames and Amon and Marth and King Diamond and blah blah blah. You fucking name it. Slayer. I mean, she got us like side stage at Slayer when we played with them at a festival in Holland last year. So she knows everybody. So she's naturally drawn to stay out later because, especially at a big festival like that. I don't know anybody in Dark Tranquility.
Like,
I'm not that cool.